so some people have stopped me and asked, wait, is this executive order banning racism and discrimination? Isn't that good? This section presents itself as a defense of fairness and equality, but let's take a look. To them, discriminatory equity ideology means ideology that treats individuals as members of preferred or disfavored groups rather than as individuals, and minimizes agency, merit, and capability. Equity is first, knowing that everyone doesn't start from the same place. Some people have privileges that put them at an advantage. Think being a Nepo baby, being a white dude, being able-bodied. Equity acknowledges these imbalances and intentionally works to level the playing field so things are fairer for everybody. So discriminatory equity. Who might find a level playing field discriminatory or unfair? The Nepo babies, the white people. An ideology is just a set of opinions or beliefs, but the right often uses that word dismissively to imply that certain progressive perspectives are extreme or rigid or detached from reality. Pay attention to when and where they say ideology. They label things like racial justice or climate action or gender equality to be part of a woke ideology. And this dismisses these topics as if they're radical optional beliefs and not necessary social progress, which they are. They're intentionally misrepresenting equity by framing it as discrimination against white people or straight people or able-bodied people, depending on the executive order they're writing. These executive orders and memos and press releases exist within the context of all in which they live and what came before them. The 1980s saw a push against affirmative action under the guise of reverse discrimination. And that's a phrase that mirrors the language in this order. And Nixon and Reagan used very similar coded language to oppose civil rights laws while trying not to sound explicitly racist, but they were. And by implying that equity policies punish white people, this order uses the same logic as the Great Replacement theory, and that's a white supremacist conspiracy theory that falsely claims that white people are being marginalized. We're seeing this over and over with what this administration is putting out, and we can trace the thread through this executive order. They say that discriminatory equity ideology includes that an individual, by virtue of the individual's race, color, sex, or national origin, is inherently racist, sexist, or oppressive, whether consciously or unconsciously. This is a distortion of critical race theory. CRT teaches us that racism is embedded in institutions in ways that benefit white people, often without our direct intent or awareness. It's in the systems. It's systemic. And white privilege refers to unearned advantages in society due to systemic factors. This entire section of this executive order is just them going after these concepts 1,000 different ways. Like psychological distress. Please be so for real right now.